Man, do I have something to show you today. If you don't already know, I'm a cheap person. I'll do anything, but I won't do that to save a buck. And one of those things for me is sharpening my own lawnmower blades. For some odd reason, or is it an even reason? Well, it doesn't really matter. I just can't pay someone to sharpen a lawnmower blade. And because of that, I've just been sucking it up for years and mowing my grass with really bad sharpened blades. So since I'm cheap, I do like what a lot of people do. I search how to do it on YouTube. So I searched how to sharpen a lawnmower blade on YouTube. I don't know, there's thousands and thousands of videos, and all of them say theirs is the best way. Well, I've looked at a lot of them, and there's 5, that many right there, 5 that I've tried, and I just didn't like them. The first one I tried was a file. I guess this will work, and I have tried it, like I said, but it seems like it'll take me way too long to get my blade sharp. I've tried a bench grinder, but it's hard to hold the correct angle and keep the blade level. Sometimes I even overheat the metal, which is not good. I've tried an angle grinder and still, it is hard to hold the correct angle and not overheat the blade. I've even tried using an air disc grinder. This seems to work pretty good. Then again, it's still hard to keep the correct angle. I've even tried this little doohickey. Does this work? It might work if you want to touch up your blade every hour while mowing. Now I'm sure any of the ways that I just showed you, they work great. They just don't work great for me. And since I've never really been happy with the way the blades that I've sharpened have come out, I'm always looking for something new. And since I've moved to an area that seems to grow rocks, I'm going to be sharpening my blades a lot more often. So the other day I had an ad pop up. And it was an ad for the All-American Sharpener. And I looked at it and I'm like, hey, this thing sharpens lawnmower blades. And it was different than what I've been using. So I clicked on it. It uses an angle grinder. And I'm like, hey, that looks pretty sweet. Then I checked the price. No, you know I'm cheap. So I searched for a less expensive version. And I found it. This here is the Mower, Mower brand of lawnmower blade sharpener. It is $49.99 on Amazon. And I'll leave a link in the description box if you decide that you want one. This sharpener comes all assembled in the box, just like this here. No assembly on this required, but it does come with these 2 rods right here, and you just got to figure out which one fits your angle grinder, and that's your only assembly right there, and tighten it in. Then there's these 3 bolts right here that will attach this to your workbench. But I'm not going to put this on my workbench because I don't have a really good place to put it on any of my benches anywhere where the metal shavings won't, the metal shavings coming off the blade are going to not go in a good place. So I'm going to mount mine to a 2x6 and then I can just clamp it to a smaller table when I need to use it. See? Easy peasy. The first thing you want to adjust on this is the angle that you want to sharpen your blade at. From what I can tell, 30 degrees is the normal angle, and any new blades that I've ever bought has always been at a 30-degree angle. So there's a knob back here, you can loosen it, put this at your angle you need, then tighten it back up. Now your next adjustment is going to be these 4 little screws right here. They need to come up enough that the edge of your lawnmower blade can fit under there. So you need to screw that one down a little more. They don't have to be tight because this isn't what's tightening it. But you get that adjusted there. Now there's some slop right there, but you're going to tighten it with this clamp. The Mower, or whatever this thing's called, it'll do up to 2.5-inch wide blades. Now, if you got a wider blade, you might search around and see if you can't find one of these that'll take a wider blade. But once you get these screws here, you want to make sure there's 2 little dots in here that your blade is centered. Then you're going to tighten this up. Now you turn this to the left to tighten it up, so it's reversed. Okay, then once you get that tightened up real good there, then your blade's almost ready to sharpen. So now, this here is where that rod on your angle grinder slides into. Now, it needs to go this other way. Now you want the center of your wheel on the grinder to be along the edge of your blade right there. Now if it's not centered, you're going to take this bushing right here, and screw it one way or the other. Isn't that a song? But you get this here lined up with the middle of the blade. Then you get that screw there set down tight and you're ready to sharpen. Well, this here's the best angle that I can get the camera set up to show you how this works. So you just turn your blade on and, well, you can see here it's making a good bevel on here, but this blade has a lot of nicks in it. So I just need to keep sharpening. I probably could have ground those nicks out first, but I'm just going to keep sharpening and let's see if it'll get those out. Well, there's the edge that it puts on it. It's pretty straight, a little hot. There's still a few nicks and everything, but that ain't going to matter for me because I'll hit a rock first thing out at the gate. Now you just need to turn the blade around and sharpen the other end. Now there's kind of the edge that we were getting when I was doing the filing and the grinding and everything. See how it's all kind of not evened up there? And after you get your blade sharpened, see, I got a pretty good edge there and one there. I probably should have ground those straight and then sharpened it, but this will work. But you want to make sure your blade is balanced. So you get that set on there, and then you look across there, and it's not tilting down. But now let's say this end here went down a little bit like that. You'd want to go put it back in the grinder and take a little more off and then come back and check. Okay, here's an example of some blades that I have sharpened. Those there were really chipped up from hitting rocks, but I got them straightened out. And right next to them is another set of brand new blades. So what do you think? Is the Puma lawnmower blade sharpener worth it? Well, it is for me. Those other ways of sharpening lawnmower blades, not for me. I've just never been good at it. Any blade I've ever sharpened just didn't cut my grass good. Well, hey everyone, thanks for watching. Hopefully this video was of some help to you, maybe not. But hey, go ahead and give me a like and subscribe to the channel and ring that little bell to get notifications. And as always, see ya!